Hey guys, what is up? It's Dale and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's another really exciting video because we are interviewing some of the incredible designers we are featuring on Avakin Life during this year's Fashion Week celebrations about their in-game and real-life work in the fashion industry. We are joined here with our very special guest, one of the featured real designers, Lili Eva Bartha. Hello, Lili.
Hi guys, hi everyone, and thank you so much, Dea, for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here right now. I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, me too. I cannot wait to see the collection in the game.
Me too. Okay, Lili, could you tell us more about yourself?
Definitely. So I'm a fashion designer, and I've been in fashion for the last 6 years, producing different collections which are really strong in prints and embroideries and decorations. And some time ago, I started producing digital collections too, because I believe that that is a possible future solution to make fashion a bit better, less harmful. And I also quite like digital design because it gives you new opportunities that you cannot actually manufacture or produce in physical fashion. Yeah, I have a great interest in games because I think that fashion should be accessible for everyone at any time. And in a game or in a digital place, you can be anyone. You can be yourself in many different ways. So I think self-expression is really important. And I'm so happy to be included in this project.
I'm really excited to really see your collection in game and, like kind of wear it, as you said that, we are in a digital age right now, and especially right now with the things that are happening in the world, like it is really important to like have this kind of stuff.
Yes, exactly. I think it's very exciting what's happening in fashion with all the fashion technology developments, and I'm really happy to be on the forefront of this and explore it together with you guys where games can take fashion.
I do agree. I asked my followers on Instagram stories to send in some questions to ask our special guest for today, and you guys came through with the questions. Let's get into the questions. Are you ready?
Oh yes, please.
So Cursade_ asks, what inspired you to be a fashion designer?
Oh, that's a very good question. So I am initially a mathematician. I'm not joking. I've been training, yeah. And during my master's studies, I love dressing up. I used to do a lot of like parties and stuff. And at one day, I ran out of clothing. I was like, I don't have any dress to wear. So I bought this sewing machine. I bought random fabrics. I'm not joking. Without any knowledge of how to make anything, I started dresses for myself so I can go out and party. And people were like, oh, where did you buy this dress? And I'm like, well, I just made it like some hours ago from some kind of random fabric. And then it slowly came to me that actually I enjoy dressing up people and kind of communicating stories, emotions, and my inspirational universe through garments. So I guess, yeah, suddenly then I realized maybe I shouldn't be a mathematician but a fashion designer.
That's really interesting. That is such like an unusual background story for like a fashion designer, and I really love that.
Me too. Many people do. I have not really met anyone with a similar background, so it's kind of a fun thing to start with.
That's true. Irie_Kylie asks, what was the inspiration for this season's work, and what would you like their patrons to take away?
So this is one of my first collections in the digital, and for me it was really interesting to explore what can you do that you would not be able to do in the physical fashion design scenario. So I think I kind of made up this fictional world in my head where you kind of go through a black hole and then you end up in this universe where anything and everything is possible. So if you look at some of the videos of the garments outside of the game, the embroidery suddenly flies away or similar things happen, and it's all about meeting reality and fiction and kind of seeing what can fashion be when you're mixing the two. It's kind of like a new universe for me. Really exciting.
I do agree. I will make sure to also put videos on the screen right now of some of like Lili's digital work, because in the digital world you could like manipulate the movement of the fabric and the clothing, which is like you cannot really do that, like manipulate the garments on exactly how you want them to move. So I feel like exploring in the digital world and using also this kind of platform is really interesting.
Yes, definitely. I think the possibilities that it gives gives you, it just opens up a whole another level of inspiration and realization of your ideas.
Samantha_Avakin asks, what would your job be if you weren't a fashion designer?
Well, I am not a fashion designer. That's the fun thing. So I do make collections, right? But I also make bodies, environments, and I call myself an experience designer. So I'm quite far from fashion in my head. I know it's hard to kind of see it when you look at garments made by me. But after I realized I like dressing up people, I slowly also realized that it's not necessarily dressing up, it's surrounding them with experiences, which you could say anything is what surrounds the body. So obviously garments are those too, but I like to look at myself as I'm an experience designer. So I used to be a fashion designer, and if I wouldn't be a fashion designer, I would call myself an experience designer. But I also do quite a lot of nerdy stuff. So I have a VR company, and we are working on quite a lot of research and interesting exploratory projects around multisensory experiences. So I would say that if I wouldn't be a fashion or experience designer, I would be definitely a scientist and a researcher.
Oh, that's really interesting. Like, you have a lot of talents and we just have to stand.
Yeah, well, I just like to do lots of stuff. I think that's it. I'm so excited to try out everything that I wish I wouldn't need to sleep, honestly.
Okay, next question is from Pink.Ava, and she asks, tell me about the project you're most proud of.
I used to work for a designer. The collection kind of ended up on Paris Fashion Week on the mainland, and I designed, quite a lot of looks in there. And I think, even though now I do digital design, and even though I'm promoting a new perspective in fashion, if you think of traditional fashion designer dreams, that was definitely a top thing to see something like that happen in front of your eyes, and I would say that it's quite magical. But if I think of my own work, then I think these collections, especially the ones you're hosting in the game, is really a big kind of challenge for me, and I'm really proud of it because from zero digital skills to ending up creating even more diverse things than typically, I think that's been a long way, and I'm quite proud of the development I managed to do.
I feel like you are just like a living proof that, if you really want something and you work hard for it, then nothing is impossible.
Oh, definitely. I always say that if you are really dedicated, ambitious, and you're passionate about what you do, then you're gonna do great things. And always, the most important thing is that do something that you like, do something that you enjoy. If you wake up, you want to do it. Because I did have moments in my life, I studied a lot and I worked a lot, when I didn't want to do what I'm doing. So I consider myself really lucky that I managed to get into a position where I can do what I really enjoy.
Okay, so our last question from Instagram is from Ava_Fate, and she asks, what made you decide to share your own designs with Avakin Life and through the game?
Well, first of all, I think Avakin Life is just really cool, and I think that it's a really interesting way of experiencing yourself digitally. Being yourself is a very interesting thing to say when people say just be yourself. So what does that actually mean? So for me, being present in a game and helping the players to kind of have more self-expression and be able to try on something I design is a way of me trying to help them, to just have more opportunities to express themselves if they like my designs. But also, as I said, digital fashion has a lot of applications, but I think game design is one of the best example of how you can promote fashion and digital garments without needing to manufacture them physically. It's kind of, for me, it's really important, the sustainability perspective, that if would create real garments, then obviously that has a different environmental impact. But this way, I'm still creating garments and collections, but it's not manufactured. It does have environmental implications, especially obviously the hardware use and the energy consumption. But I still think that in this sense, I'm happy as well, but maybe the planet is also a bit better off.
I do agree. And also, like, going on the thing that you said earlier, that self-expression, like, for us, the players, not everyone could afford, this kind of, fashion stuff and, the dresses that you create. But, being able to wear them and, fashion is also, a thing for me to express myself, the way I dress and, just the way how I want, my character to look, because that's how I feel. well. And I think it is really beautiful you are helping this kind of people to express themselves, because your collection on Avakin is nothing really that I've seen before. Like, they're very extra, they're really out there, and you're not, like afraid to really like express yourself with your designs as well.
Oh, definitely. For me, everything is about self-expression, and everyone has their own way. My way is to create garments and visuals and experiences, and it just really comes from the deepest point of my heart. I just really want to share all the inspiration and all the stories I've lived through with people. So yeah, I definitely, when people look at my work, they are just like, where does this all energy come from? Because I'm dressing quite simply, and I'm quite chill person. So I'm like, oh guys, if you know what's inside me, that's my work. You can see it. Yes.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And those are some of the questions that you guys sent on Instagram. Lili, it was such an honor to have you here today. If people want to follow you or see your work, where can they follow you?
Oh yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to chat to you. You can always look at my latest collections on my social media, which is Lili Eva Bartha on Instagram, and you can also always look at my website www.lilievabartha.com. There are just lots of works up there, and I'm hoping to open soon a digital garment store. So maybe there will be some opportunity for people to buy or get my garments for free. I'm not sure if I want to ask money for it, and they can experience it in augmented reality. So that will be most likely a cool thing to do, or I will develop some filters. So there will be a lot of opportunity to kind of connect to me. But right now, everything is on my website.
I'll make sure to put your links and your socials on the description down below. And if you guys want to follow me on my socials, you could follow me on Instagram at Avakin, and I'm also now on TikTok at Versace. If you guys liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and click that little notification bell down below so you get notified every time I post a brand new video. Okay, Lili, I have this thing that I do on my channel for the outro. I'd like to say, I'll see you guys around the community, and as always, and then could we say party at the same time? After I say as always?
Okay, I will try, yes.
Okay, let's do it. I'll see you guys around the community, and as always,
party.
Party.